Welcome back my YouTube channel Coin Discovery Old Zone. Today, we take you deep into the rich history and incredible value of one fascinating piece, the 50 cents 1994 South Africa coin. Whether you're a collector, an enthusiast, or simply curious, stay tuned because this coin has far more to offer than meets the eye. The 1994 50 cents coin from South Africa holds immense historical significance. The year 1994 marks the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new democratic era in South Africa. It was the year Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as the country's first black president. This monumental shift in political power was not only reflected in the hearts of the people, but also captured through national symbols, including its coinage, struck by the South African Mint. This coin features a bold and elegant design. On the obverse, you'll find the coat of arms of South Africa used during that time. The country's name is inscribed in two of the official languages, rotating every year. For 1994, the languages used were English and Afrikaans, South Africa, and Suid-Africa. That on the reverse side of the coin is the majestic Strelitzia flower, more commonly known as the crane flower or bird of paradise. This was designed by the renowned engraver Jan Gray. The flower symbolizes freedom, beauty, and a new beginning. Highly appropriate for the year 1994, made from nickel-plated copper. The coin has a weight of 5.5 grams and a diameter of 23 millimeters. While it was a circulating coin, only a certain number were minted in 1994, making it moderately scarce, especially in high grades or uncirculated condition. That's where collectors begin to take a keen interest. But what truly elevates this coin into legendary status among collectors is not just its design or composition. It's the minting anomalies and limited edition variants. Some rare 1994 coins were minted with striking errors or unusually sharp proof finishes, often mistaken as ordinary circulation coins. In particular, some collectors have reported unique specimens with misaligned dies, double strikes, or unusually reflective surfaces. These minting quirks make certain pieces incredibly valuable. It's important to remember that not all 1994 50-cent coins are worth a fortune, but the rarest ones certainly are. When it comes to value, condition is everything. A 1994 50-cent South African coin in average circulated condition may fetch only a few dollars on the secondary market. However, in brilliant uncirculated or proof-like condition, values can climb dramatically. Professional grading services like NGC and PCGS have authenticated several of these coins at premium grades, driving up their desirability. Now here's the fascinating part. One such coin, reportedly a proof strike with a rare die alignment error, has been estimated in private collector circles at a staggering $5 million. While this valuation has not yet been confirmed in a public auction, it represents the intense interest and speculative value surrounding rare variants of this coin. This incredible value isn't based on metal content. It's based on rarity, condition, historical relevance, and collector demand. Remember, the 1994 50 cents coin isn't made of gold or silver, but the story it carries is priceless. It's a symbol of a turning point in an entire nation's history. Many collectors across the world, especially in Europe and the United States, actively seek high-grade South African coins from the post-apartheid era. The 1994 coinage, including this 50-cent piece, often becomes a central part of international collections focusing on historical transitions and political milestones. If you happen to come across a 1994 50 cents coin, take a close look. Check for signs of minting errors, uncirculated sheen, or unusual markings. You might just be holding on to something far more valuable than you realize. Always consider getting your coin graded by a certified agency. A small investment in grading could bring massive returns if your coin turns out to be one of the rare variants. There's a deeper beauty to this coin than just its market value. It represents a nation's rebirth, a moment of hope after decades of struggle, and a new chapter in world history. That's what makes it special. Not just the potential millions, but the meaning behind the metal. For coin enthusiasts, it's more than just collecting. It's preserving history in your hands. Every coin tells a story, and the 1994 South African 50-cent piece tells one of the most powerful stories of the 20th century. Whether you're hunting for treasure or simply appreciating the artistry and emotion behind coins, this one is worth your attention. It might not glitter like gold, but to those who understand its legacy, it shines brighter than any precious metal. That we hope you enjoyed this detailed look into this coin. 1994 South Africa 50 cents coin history. This coin 1993 South Africa 10 cents coin. This coin, although seemingly ordinary at first glance, carries with it an interesting blend of history, design, and mystery. Minted in the early years of South Africa's post-apartheid transition, the 10-cent coin from 1993 offers more than just monetary value. It's a snapshot of a nation in transformation. The 1993 10-cent coin is part of South Africa's second decimal coin series. It was introduced after the country shifted to a decimal currency system in 1961, and this specific version reflects the more modern style that was adopted in the late 20th century. Made from bronze-plated steel, the coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. These specifications were part of the efforts by the South African Reserve Bank to create more cost-effective and durable coinage in the early 90s. One of the most striking features of this coin is its reverse design, which displays the arum lily, a plant indigenous to South Africa. The lily is beautifully engraved, and its presence on the coin pays tribute to the country's natural heritage and unique biodiversity. The designer of the reverse side is renowned South African artist and engraver S. Noble. His detailed work captures the elegance of the flower in a minimalist yet artistic style, making the coin instantly recognizable to collectors. That on the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the South African coat of arms, but with a twist. The 1993 version was issued in multiple languages, representing the evolving identity of the country. Coins from that year may bear the name South Africa, written in English, Afrikaans, or one of the country's other official languages. This linguistic diversity makes the 1993 10-cent coin a particularly collectible item. Many enthusiasts aim to collect the different language variants, which adds a layer of challenge and excitement to the pursuit. Now, here's where things get especially interesting. Among the 1993 10-cent coins, there are a few extremely rare error coins that have surfaced in recent years. These error coins include off-center strikes, double dies, and even misprints that occurred during the minting process. Collectors highly prize these error coins, and when found in uncirculated or mint state condition, their value can increase exponentially. It's these rare variants that have recently made headlines in numismatic circles. That a specific type of 1993 10-cent coin, believed to be a minting trial piece or error coin with unique characteristics, has been valued by private collectors and auctioneers at up to $4 million. Yes, you heard that right. $4 million for a coin that originally had a face value of just 10 cents. Of course, not every 1993 10-cent coin is worth millions. The vast majority are still only worth a small amount above face value, depending on condition. But finding one of the few rare errors or trial coins can change everything. To determine the value of your coin, you'll want to examine the minting details very closely. Look for signs like a misalignment, unusual font or spacing, or any doubling in the design. A high-quality magnifying glass or coin loupe can be very helpful. That it's also essential to check the coin's condition. Coins graded as MS65 or higher by reputable grading services like NGC or PCGS will naturally fetch a higher price than those that have been circulated or show signs of wear and tear. Provenance also plays a role. If a coin has a known history, especially if it was part of a famous collection or found during a documented hoard discovery, it could command an even higher premium. For viewers wondering where to get their coins appraised, many reputable numismatic dealers and auction houses offer free evaluations. It's worth contacting professionals who have experience with South African coinage, especially from the 1990s era. There's also growing interest in South African coins among international collectors. With platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and Stack's Bowers regularly listing African coins. The market is more global than ever before. If you happen to own this coin, 1993 South Africa 10-cent coin history. This coin, 1994 South Africa 5 Rand coin. This coin holds not just monetary value, but also immense historical and cultural significance. Let's explore its background, features, rarity, and the staggering value it can reach in today's collector market. The year 1994 was a pivotal moment in South Africa's history. It marked the official end of apartheid and the beginning of democratic governance under the leadership of Nelson Mandela. This political transformation was accompanied by many symbolic gestures, including new coin designs to reflect the dawn of a new era. The 5 Rand coin issued that year became more than just currency. It became a symbol of change. The 1994 5 Rand coin was part of a broader coinage reform initiated by the South African Reserve Bank and the South African Mint. The reform aimed to redesign coins to better represent the diversity and unity of the new South Africa. The introduction of this 5 Rand piece was a major component of that change, both in design and materials. The coin features a bold and powerful image of a black wildebeest, also known as a gnu, on its reverse side. This animal, known for its strength and agility, symbolizes resilience and progress. The depiction is dynamic, showing the wildebeest in motion, capturing the spirit of the nation moving forward. The design was created by artist and sculptor Coert Steinberg, a well-known figure in South African coin design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the South African coat of arms used between 1910 and 2000. Surrounding it are the words SUID Africa and South Africa, representing both Afrikaans and English, the two most widely spoken official languages at the time. The date, 1994, is inscribed at the bottom of the obverse, commemorating the first year of democratic elections. The coin was struck in nickel-plated copper and has a diameter of 26 millimeters, with a weight of 9.5 grams. It was introduced to replace the old 2 Rand and 5 Rand notes, which were less durable and more costly to produce. The edge of the coin is milled and includes a security groove to prevent counterfeiting, an innovation for South African coinage at the time. What makes this coin particularly fascinating is the relatively limited mintage. Although millions were produced for circulation, certain variations and conditions make some examples especially rare. Among them, proof coins and uncirculated mint state examples are of significant interest to collectors worldwide. In terms of grading, coins that have been preserved in pristine condition, especially those graded MS67 or higher by reputable agencies like PCGS or NGC, command impressive premiums. The combination of historical context and superb condition is what elevates the desirability of this coin on the global market. Now, let's talk about value. While a typical circulated 1994 5 Rand coin might fetch only a modest sum, usually between $2 and $10, rare variants, particularly those in uncirculated or proof condition, have been known to reach extraordinary prices. Some specimens in near-perfect condition, with certified grading and provenance, have reportedly been valued at up to $3 million in private sales and auctions. This astounding value is not just due to rarity or condition, but also the coin's association with a momentous historical event, the birth of a democratic South Africa. For collectors and historians alike, owning this coin is akin to owning a tangible piece of history. And when historical importance meets rarity and demand, prices can climb beyond expectations. There have also been claims that certain 1994 5 Rand coins were minted with errors or in limited trial batches not released to the general public. These ultra-rare pieces are the ones most likely to fetch such astronomical figures, particularly if they come with authentication and documentation from the South African Mint or international numismatic bodies. Collectors should exercise caution, however, as the market for high-value coins is rife with counterfeits and exaggerated claims. Always ensure that high-value coins are graded and certified by reputable institutions. Provenance, condition, and certification are key to determining true market value. This coin also serves as a perfect example of how numismatics is more than a hobby. It's a bridge between culture, economics, and history. Every element of the 1994 5 Rand coin, from the wildebeest to the date, tells a story of transformation and new beginnings that are in South Africa today. The 5 Rand coin continues to circulate in updated forms, but the 1994 issue remains iconic. It is not just sought after by South African collectors, but by global enthusiasts who recognize its importance in the broader narrative of post-colonial Africa. For investors, the 1994 5 Rand coin represents a high-potential asset. Rare specimens can appreciate significantly in value over time, especially as the global numismatic community continues to grow. As demand rises and availability drops, prices are expected to remain strong. That if you're lucky enough to find a 1994 5 Rand coin in your collection or from a trusted dealer, take a close look. It might just be a common circulation coin, or it could be one of the rare, high-value examples that collectors dream of owning. Whether you collect for passion, history, or investment, this coin 1994 South Africa 5 Rand coin history. This coin 2 Rand coin from South Africa, dated 1991. That the 2 Rand coin is part of South Africa's long-standing coinage system that transitioned with time, reflecting the country's cultural and political evolution. But the 1991 edition holds something truly exceptional, a combination of historical significance, metal composition, and sheer rarity. Before diving into the rarity, let's understand the basics. The 2 Rand coin from 1991 was minted by the South African Mint and is part of the 3rd decimal series. It carries a beautiful and bold design, with the obverse side featuring the portrait of State President F.W. de Klerk. The inscription SUD Africa and South Africa appears in both Afrikaans and English. On the reverse side, the coin showcases the majestic image of a black wildebeest, or gnu, galloping powerfully across the plains. This animal has been featured on South African coinage to symbolize strength, endurance, and natural beauty. The denomination 2 Rand appears below the wildebeest. Now let's talk about the metal content. The standard circulating version of the 1991 2 Rand coin was minted in nickel-plated copper. However, what makes this coin special is the existence of an extremely rare variant, a coin that was mistakenly or specially struck in solid gold. This gold version was not intended for general circulation and was either part of a limited collector's edition or an unconfirmed mint error. Only a few of these are known to exist, and their whereabouts are largely unknown, making them the stuff of legend in coin collecting circles. The minting year, 1991, also plays a role in its value. This was a transitional time in South African history. The country was on the verge of massive political change, with the apartheid era drawing to a close and Nelson Mandela soon to be released from prison. Any coin minted during this time carries an immense historical weight. Collectors value coins not only for their metal content or design, but for the stories they tell. The 1991 2 Rand gold variant tells a story of mystery, political change, and accidental creation, a perfect storm for numismatic significance. There are also reports that only a handful of these coins ever reach the hands of collectors. Some speculate that these gold variants may have been trial pieces or specially minted for dignitaries. However, no official confirmation has ever been released by the South African Mint. Over the years, numismatists and treasure hunters have scoured auctions, estate sales, and private collections to locate this coin. Its scarcity means that even images of the genuine 1991 gold 2 Rand are rare to find online. Now, let's get to what everyone's waiting for, the value. If you're lucky enough to find or own a genuine 1991 2 Rand gold coin, its estimated value in the collector's market today could reach as high as $2 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2 million. This valuation is based on recent private sales, historical significance, rarity, and precious metal content. Of course, condition matters. If the coin is in mint or uncirculated condition, it commands the highest value. Even in slightly circulated form, The gold version still holds incredible worth due to its limited existence. There have been rumors of one such coin changing hands in a discreet private sale for an amount close to this estimate. Though unverified, such sales only fuel the legend and allure surrounding this coin. For those interested in coin collecting, the story of the 1991 2 Rand is a perfect example of why this hobby can be so thrilling. One small piece of metal, lost among millions, can be worth a fortune, not just in money, but in history and mystery. If you're examining your South African coin collection or come across this coin 1991 South Africa 2 Rand coin history, this coin 1966 1 Rand silver coin. This coin is a symbol of history, craftsmanship, and rare numismatic value. Join us as we take a detailed look at its origin, features, significance, and true market worth. The 1966 1 Rand coin was issued just a few years after South Africa transitioned from the British pound to the South African rand in 1961. This particular coin belongs to the early Rand series and reflects both the political and economic shift of the country during that era. One of the most notable aspects of the 1966 1 Rand coin is its composition. Unlike modern coins made of base metals, this coin was struck in 80% silver and 20% copper. Its silver content gives it both intrinsic metal value and collector appeal. The coin weighs approximately 10 grams and has a diameter of 32.7 millimeters. Its reeded edge and solid silver tone make it stand out visually. But what makes it even more special is the design work engraved on both sides. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch colonial administrator regarded as the founder of Cape Town. His image became a national symbol of South Africa during the apartheid years, and it remained a common element on currency. Around the portrait, the words SUID Africa and South Africa are inscribed, showing the country's bilingual identity in Afrikaans and English. The date, 1966, is split on either side of the portrait, completing the classic obverse design. The reverse of the coin showcases a majestic image of a springbok, South Africa's national animal. The springbok is captured in mid-leap, symbolizing agility and grace. It is surrounded by the denomination 1 Rand and the country's coat of arms just below. This coin was minted at the South African Mint, and 1966 marked one of the final years when silver was still widely used in currency. From 1967 onwards, South Africa gradually moved toward nickel-based Rand coins, making earlier silver issues increasingly desirable. But in terms of historical context, 1966 was a pivotal year for South Africa. It was the height of apartheid and political unrest. This coin thus holds significance not only as a monetary unit, but as a snapshot of a nation's turbulent past. The rarity of the 1966 1 Rand coin plays a major role in its appeal. Although millions were initially minted for circulation, only a limited number remain in high-grade, uncirculated condition. Over time, many were melted for their silver content or worn down by regular use. Today, collectors seek this coin not just for its silver content, but for its numismatic significance. Coins preserved in mint or proof condition, especially those graded by certification authorities, are considered highly valuable in the global market. Depending on condition and demand, the 1966 1 Rand coin can fetch anywhere between $20 and $200 in standard collector sales. However, in rare cases, a pristine proof specimen, especially with an error or extremely low mintage, has reportedly reached valuations exceeding $2 million in elite auctions and private sales. Such extraordinary value is linked to rarity, historical relevance, and condition. Many investors and numismatics view this coin as a dual investment, for both its silver bullion value and its collectible rarity. As silver prices fluctuate, the base value may change, but the numismatic worth often increases with time. Preservation is key when it comes to maximizing the value of such coins. Collectors are advised to store them in climate-controlled environments using archival-grade holders, and avoid handling them with bare hands to prevent oils and damage. If you happen to own a 1966 1 Rand coin, consider getting it professionally graded by a respected institution like NGC or PCGS. Authentication and certification can significantly enhance its market value and buyer confidence. To conclude, this coin 1 Rand 1966 South Africa coin history. This coin 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin, which is not just a piece of currency, but a rare collectible worth a jaw-dropping $67,230. That's right, this seemingly ordinary coin has an incredible value, and today, we're diving deep into the details of why this coin is so valuable, its history, and how you can determine if yours might be worth a fortune too. Before we talk about why the 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin is so valuable today, let's take a step back in time. South Africa was undergoing significant political and social changes in the 1980s, which is important to understand the context of this coin's creation. In 1987, South Africa was still in the grips of apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination. The country was navigating through years of unrest, international sanctions, and internal protests. Despite the political turmoil, the South African Reserve Bank continued issuing coins, and in 1987, they minted a series of commemorative and standard circulation coins. The 1987 50 cents coin was part of this era. It's important to note that South Africa had previously used the British pound before transitioning to the rand, and by 1987, the rand was firmly established as the national currency. So when you hold this coin in your hand, you're touching a piece of South African history. Now let's talk about the design of this coin. On the obverse side, you'll notice a portrait of the then president of South Africa, P.W. Botha. Botha was the country's head of state from 1984 to 1989 and played a controversial role during the apartheid era. On the reverse side, you'll see the springbok antelope, a national symbol of South Africa. The springbok represents the country's wildlife and is a cherished symbol of pride for many South Africans. It's a stunning image, isn't it? The coin is made of cupronickel, a metal alloy of copper and nickel, and weighs around 15 grams with a diameter of 30 millimeters. Its circular design is familiar to collectors, but its value lies far beyond its mere physical features. Now, let's get to the juicy part. Why is the 1987 50 cents coin valued at $67,230? This is where the rarity factor comes into play. Although the 1987 50 cents coin was released for general circulation, only a limited number were minted. Coin collectors often refer to it as a key date coin because the mintage figures for this year are much lower compared to other years in the 1980s. What does this mean for collectors? The rarity of a coin plays a huge role in its value. In 1987, the South African Mint produced just a small number of 50 cents coins, and over time, many of these coins were lost or damaged, further driving up the rarity factor. Another key factor contributing to the coin's value is its condition. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition, with minimal wear and tear, are far more valuable. So, if you're holding on to one of these pristine specimens, your coin could be worth thousands of dollars. As of today, the 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin has been selling for as much as $67,230 at auctions, but don't get too excited just yet. This value depends on factors like condition, provenance, and demand. I spoke with a few coin experts, and here's what they say. While $67,230 is the highest recorded sale price, the average price for a well-preserved 1987 50 cents coin tends to be lower, usually in the range of a few $1,000s. Interestingly, the market for these coins is growing. As more collectors and investors seek rare and historical coins, the demand for high-quality 1987 50 cents pieces continues to rise. Alright, so how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? Well, it all starts with the condition. Coins in mint state, which means no visible scratches or wear, are the most sought after. Look closely at the details on the coin. Are the features sharp and clear? Is the image of the springbok or President Botha still well-defined? If so, you're on the right track. Next, check for any signs of wear, and make sure the coin hasn't been altered or cleaned. Many collectors avoid coins that have been cleaned because it can reduce their value. Use a magnifying loupe or a high-resolution camera to examine the coin's surface. If it looks pristine and the features are clearly visible, you could have a valuable piece in your hands. So, what does all this mean for you as a collector? The 1987 South Africa 50-cent coin. This coin, 10-cent coin from South Africa, minted in 1994 to the year 1994, was a turning point in South African history. It marked the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new democratic era, with Nelson Mandela becoming the first black president of the country. The coins minted during this period are not only pieces of currency, but also silent witnesses to a historic national transformation. The 10-cent coin of 1994 may seem like a small, insignificant piece of metal at first glance. However, when you look closer, you'll find that it carries both numismatic and symbolic importance. Its design and historical context make it one of the most sought-after South African coins of the late 20th century. The obverse of the coin features the coat of arms of South Africa, as it was at the time. It's detailed and deeply symbolic, representing unity in diversity. Above it, the name of the country is inscribed in one of South Africa's official languages, and for the 1994 issue, there are variations with South Africa written in English and other official languages. Depending on the minting batch, the reverse of the coin showcases the arum lily, a beautifully sculpted national flower known for its elegance and simplicity. The value 10C is also inscribed clearly, making the coin easily recognizable. The design was the work of the South African Mints team, which took pride in creating coins that reflect the country's natural beauty and cultural heritage. What makes the 1994 edition particularly interesting is the mintage data and the minting errors that were reported during that year. Although millions of 10-cent coins were produced, a small number featured slight misalignments or die cracks. These mint errors, though minor to the untrained eye, can significantly increase a coin's value to collectors. It's also worth noting that 1994 was a year of transition for the South African Mint. Some coins from this year display small differences in metal composition and edge design. These subtleties are often missed by casual observers, but are closely analyzed by serious numismatists. Collectors have discovered that some of these coins have a slightly different weight due to variations in copper and nickel content. These rare examples are extremely limited in number and are currently categorized as key variants of the 1994 10-cent coin series. Finding one in uncirculated condition is exceedingly rare. Beyond the technical details, there's an emotional value attached to this coin. It represents hope, unity, and new beginnings. For South Africans, it's more than currency. It's a token of resilience and democratic freedom. The market value of the 1994 South Africa 10-cent coin varies greatly depending on condition, mint errors, and rarity. Common circulated examples may only fetch a few dollars. However, specific versions with rare mint errors, proof-like finishes, or unique compositions have sold for significant sums in the collector market. In one high-profile case, an exceptional 1994 10-cent coin, verified for both rarity and condition, was valued at a staggering $2 million at an international coin auction. Such high-value coins are typically authenticated by professional grading services and come with full documentation of their rarity. They are often purchased by private collectors or museums that wish to preserve a piece of global numismatic history. The $2 million valuation is not just for the metal. It's for the story, the moment in history, and the extreme rarity. Collectors looking for this coin should always verify authenticity through trusted sources and be aware of replicas in the market. Genuine rare coins from 1994 will usually be accompanied by certificates and verified grading reports. If you believe you have one, it's worth getting it professionally evaluated. This coin teaches us that even the smallest denomination can hold enormous historical and monetary value. It reminds us not to overlook what appears ordinary, because, under the right circumstances, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. For new collectors, the 1994 10-cent coin can be a wonderful starting point. It connects you not only to the world of numismatics, but also to a pivotal moment in modern history. Whether you collect for passion, investment, or education, This coin is a conversation starter and a piece of legacy in recent years. Interest in African coins has grown significantly in the global numismatic community, as more collectors discover the unique stories behind them. Coins like this coin 1994 10-cent South Africa coin history. This coin 1993 South African 20 cents coined at first glance. It might seem like an ordinary coin, small, bronze-plated steel with a simple floral design. But this particular year and minting of the 20 cents coin carries hidden details that have turned it into a prized collectible among numismatists. Issued in 1993 by the South African Mint, the 20 cents coin features the beautiful design of the King Protea, South Africa's national flower. This elegant bloom symbolizes growth, transformation, and resilience, values that were especially meaningful during this time in South African history. 1993 was a pivotal year for South Africa, standing at the edge of major political transformation. The country was preparing for its first democratic elections in 1994, and the coins minted during this period became symbolic of change and transition. That alone gives the coin historical weight. The obverse of the coin carries the coat of arms of South Africa used during that era, with the words SUAD Africa and South Africa inscribed along the edge. The reverse side holds the delicate depiction of the Protea flower, with the 20C mark and the date 1993 clearly visible. This coin was part of the fourth decimal series of South African coins. While many were minted for regular circulation, certain 1993 20 cents coins stand out because of rare minting errors, low surviving populations, or exceptionally preserved condition. It is these rare variants that have gained the attention of collectors across the globe. A standard 1993 20 cents coin in circulated condition might not be worth more than its face value, but in numismatics, small differences mean everything. Some versions of the 1993 20C coin are known to have die errors, including double strikes, off-center strikes, or variations in the edge lettering and planchet quality. These errors, combined with low mintages for specific batches, have contributed to the coin's scarcity. One of the main reasons this coin has reached international headlines is its value at auction. In private coin auctions and numismatic marketplaces, certain high-grade or error-variant specimens of the 1993 20 cents coin have fetched jaw-dropping prices. Now let's talk value. A rare, uncirculated 1993 South African 20 cents coin with verified minting errors or an exceptionally high grading from a professional grading service can be valued at up to $3 million. That's right, $3 million. Depending on the coin's condition, rarity, and demand in the collector's market. It's important to remember that not every 1993 20 cents coin is worth a fortune. Most are still only worth a few cents. But if you have one in your possession, especially in brilliant uncirculated condition or showing clear minting anomalies, you might be holding on to something far more valuable than expected. Collectors often look for luster, sharp edges, flawless surfaces, and well-struck details. A coin certified as MS 68 or higher by a recognized grading service like PCGS or NGC stands the best chance of reaching those high values. Authentication plays a major role. Before listing such a coin for sale or auction, it's highly recommended to get it authenticated and graded. A reputable numismatist or coin dealer can help assess its rarity and potential value in the current market. In South Africa and abroad, numismatic interest in this coin has grown due to both its historical relevance and its investment potential. It has become a conversation starter and a favorite among modern coin collectors. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just discovered this coin in a jar of old change, the 1993 South African 20 cents coin is a perfect example of how a small piece of metal can carry a huge story, and sometimes a massive price tag. Next time you come across this coin 20 cents South Africa coin history,